Hi, I'm Lisa Rubel from Quilt Design, and I wanted to tell you a little bit about my Wonk Around the Block quilt workshop. And that is the quilt behind me right here. And I'll tell you a little bit of the background of this quilt. I had been asked by my home guild, the Great Lakes Modern Quilt Guild, if I would put together a block of the month for us all to sew together. And they had asked me that in fall of 2019. And I said, definitely, I'll do it in 2020. And then we can all sew together in 2021. Well, then the pandemic hit and quarantine and all of that, and I had more free time, or just chose to use my free time differently, I guess is more accurate, and decided that I could get that block of the month cranked out, and then our guild could sew on it virtually throughout the rest of the year while we were unable to meet in person. And that's when the Wonk Around the Block quilt was born. I originally set it up as a 6-month block of the month, but it can also just be stitched as a quilt without the block of the month feature. And because not everyone loves to do wonky or improv piecing all of the time, I set up the quilt so that it had both traditional and improv piecing in it, so that no one had to do all improv or all traditional, since I was creating it for a modern quilt guild. Now the quilt is designed medallion style. We start out with this wonky star in the center and then start adding borders. And you can see we've got traditional flying geese over here. And then down here, kind of out of sight of the camera, we've got wonky flying geese. So if you like traditional, fantastic. If you like wonky, fantastic. We've got a little bit of each. Of course, it has wonky log cabins because those are my favorite improv piecing blocks to make. And then it's got these little confetti blocks over on the side, these half monkey wrench blocks here, and a couple other surprises in the borders. So in this workshop, we'll focus on the 4 improv blocks that are featured in the quilt, the ones that I showed you. But I'll also give you some tips and tricks for assembling the entire quilt, some things to help you more easily put it together. This has been a really fun workshop to teach. It was great to see my whole guild with their finished quilts after our 2020 year. And I've taught it several times since, and it's always great to see people's color combinations and see how much fun they have doing both the improv and the traditional piecing. Of course, it's always fun to see quilts in different color combinations, so I wanted to show you this darker version of Wonk Around the Block that I made as well. I used a combination of a medium and a dark gray for all of the background colors in this quilt, and I really like how it makes the bright colors pop. So just some food for thought as you're thinking about color palettes for a Wonk Around the Block quilt. So if you're interested in doing this workshop with your guild or a group of quilting friends, please contact me using the info below, and we can set something up.